Oh, this needs to be over here, doesn't it? Whoopsie daisies. Man, I was all proud of myself. I was like, I started the stream up at a better time. I got it all ready to go here. So this is the game. Something inscription-like, it seems. Possibly. Not entirely sure. Wait, actually, like, a question? LLC? Yeah, okay. Huh. Well, I totally gotta follow that. Wait, is that the Steam, like, question mark? Oh, actually, so I have the magic circle here, don't I? It's one of those ones that I've heard. They say, if you're a game developer, it's a game to play. For sure. Oh, 30 bucks. Yeah, okay, some kind of multiplayer thing like this to me does not say $30, but... But this is another one of the, this is a local dev was saying, hey, our game just got announced at Gamescom. Wait, or Future Games show, rather. Which I was watching the Future Games show. Apparently this was a post-Future Games show, because they had like a, let's play some of the games after the fact. But from what they were saying, that this is kind of the last swing for the studio after the kind of poor reception for South Park Snow Day. Yeah, because what's it sitting at review-wise for South Park Snow Day? I got it on the list of games that that you'd like me to play at some point. What, Magic Circle? Yeah, feel free to share that list with me. I think I have some of that written down as like the stream game list, but also as the because it's I meant to do some more FTL at some point too. Okay, I already put that on a Google Drive. That does not need to be there. Yeah, okay, this is the Magic Circle. Okay. Okay, this was the stuff that I was playing and working on. And that's a different... Didn't I thought I flippin' like had another list somewhere, like dang it, dude. It's not on like the indie games to play list, is it? I thought I had it in here though. Okay, I don't think that I need these. I need these. Well, maybe. We'll just kind of mash them into one for now. And then see if I want to... Current list is World of Goo 2, Shadows of Doubt, Gorgoa, Rhyme, Prey, One Shot, Armor Krog, Air Memories of Old, The Cube, The Magic Circle, The Swapper. Of that list, Air Memories of Old, I don't know. And about half of that stuff I have on my own list of, like, cool. Well, okay, it's World of Goo 2 for sure, because I went and replayed World of Goo and then didn't play World of Goo. Shadows of Doubt is very much after my Dishonored, since I'm still having a great time with Dishonored, and I like voxels, so Shadows of Doubt is like a no-brainer. There we go. Goodness, the brain was already gone. Apparently, I couldn't think of no-brainer. But Prey, obviously, in that same vein of more immersive sims. This just take a while. Cube, I think both the cubes, just because first-person puzzle things. Obviously, the Magic Circle. And then Armor Krog, it's more like claymation adventure game, right? Which does interest me, but yeah, One Shot is one of those things of like, I wasn't a huge fan of Undertale. I don't know that I'm like, let's go play all of the Undertale alikes, so. Made that list by looking through my Steam games that didn't show any game time and picking the ones that you'd be interested in seeing. Okay. Doesn't I have all of these? Because some of these have like, the Swapper, really? I don't doubt that I do, but, and some of these I think are kind of like picked them up for free and stuff. Yeah, that like Gorogoa. I don't know how to. Yeah, should have all of them. Okay. Yeah, so there's some of those on there that I'm like, I don't know that I. Yeah, this one's sitting in mixed. Yeah, okay, and it's $30 is a lot. And then also, yeah, hearing the development on this one was kind of, sounds like Matt and Trey did not know exactly what they wanted for another South Park game. Yeah, because the one dev was talking about like the person who did the AI on the original Dishonored was part of their studio before retiring, and they were talking about doing a South Park immersive sim, and I was like, that makes a lot of sense to me. I haven't seen a lot of South Park, but just because there's so much that you can pull from, feels like that is an opportunity there. Yeah, I may have added some of the list when randomly saving them in the game libraries on Epic and stuff. Yeah, because there is Epic is a much smaller list, but there's definitely some stuff on there too. Yeah, I don't know if Epic has like a visible library or not. Yeah, see, something like Hidden Folks I've even played a little bit of. Yeah, Eternal Cylinder's the one that I played on Epic, really. It's funny that Witchspire is also now a game on top of Witchfire. I would say hello, hello, but the emote seems to say, don't look at me. Just here to lurk, I suppose. Yeah, randomly seeing it on stream instead of being able to look online for like Steam. Yeah, which is like I don't know if there's a good way to. Oh, okay, that's how many per. Of 280? 280 still seems like a lot. Like, I don't think I've bought like any of these. It's pretty much all free. It's like I Borderlands I think is the one thing that I bought on Epic. So they've been giving out a lot of free games. Like, dang, dude. This is all just free stuff. Oh, I have Dishonored, Death of the Outsider. Challenge complete. Y'all dumped enough stuff on me. Also, wait, I did want to take the ad to go fill up my water bottle. My water bottle's empty. Well, it looks like I know what I'm doing tomorrow. I'm not going to switch to the prototype right now. I do want to work on the cover for the game still. This was a good start, but I got to do I got to try the decals and stuff. I got to at least change out the color of the name there and stuff too. But why? Why not now? Because I wanted to try to, like, this does not, that's not the full cover. I want to get the decal thing going. I want to get the, It makes no sense. Because I already started this. I could, I don't know what the game is. It's getting closer. I know that I want this to be a thing, though. That's still, I think, a good spot to start. Okay, well, I did have... You just never seem to understand my ways. Every time, it's like, but why? And the answer is, I like taking the scenic route. Or rather, I don't know how to drive in a straight line. Now, is prototyping in an engine that I haven't messed with in a long time a good idea? We'll see, because I think Game Maker is pretty easy to, Oh, they have options for live wallpaper? And a game strip. What Opera GX game strip mod? Interesting. When you say you don't understand, just being polite, it's just ridiculously long to spend time on it right now. What, on the game cover? I think this is also feeling out the visuals of the game too. So I think in terms of like a marketing angle and stuff, I think it's important to know what you want the game to look like. I think it probably is important to know what the game plays like, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm taking the mobile game approach. We're gonna say what the game looks like, then we're gonna figure out how it plays. But they already have a sliding puzzle thing, and they have match 3. So yeah, maybe you'll get excited about another mechanic and fully change the game. Well, see, and that's the thing, is I think I'm partially excited about the aesthetic. It's just the ball bouncing around and leaving colors and stuff. So I think that's also why the mechanics have felt less a blank pixel game. Or a blank game. Or a match 3. Because these sound like they have a grid aspect to them. But I don't know if that's... It's gotta make sense to me. Or should I just rip out the... Oh, they've definitely changed what Game Maker used to be. They had a different branding and everything. They changed the brand color and everything too. This is just kind of fun to go back through. Worst decisions are made in this channel. Welcome everyone. Hey, I have subpar as a tag. I can't be reaching par. I can't be above par. I gotta be below par, or the tag doesn't make any sense. Okay, well, I guess if y'all hit the number, I might as well switch what I'm doing and go and do the thing. So back to software and game development, where we try to, I guess, prototyping. I guess I could do. Man, you keep trying to turn me into a better person. Ugh. That's what my mom does too. Keeps wanting me to be a better person. Yuck, barf. Improving myself. Ugh. That takes effort and knowledge. Okay, maybe we just start with a match 3, I guess. Visual instead of the code one. No, let's go full visual. Maybe that'll help. Release the game first, then make it. There you go. That's what I'm saying. You release the marketing and say, here's what the game looks like. That's a worse idea you could chase. That's what I want to do, man. I want to do the mobile game version. You make a cover for the game, you make some screenshots for the game, and then you make the game based on whether people like it or not. None of this like having a fun gameplay. Well, I've been working on the cover right now. First release it, then work on the cover. Yeah. I know that's like a game jam. It's not like you're working on the cover for a game jam before you make the game. Okay, I'm working on the prototype now. I switched out the title and everything. It is the prototype now. You guys hit the thingamabob. I sucked you dry of all your droplets. Okay, so this is the Plunk prototype. I'm not gonna make it in Game Maker. This is partially figuring out how to use Game Maker again. Which means probably shouldn't use this for prototyping. But maybe should, I don't know. And is this gonna be too much to do this match 3? Am I gonna have to scrap a bunch to do this, or no? It's just because it has a grid. Okay, so no, like, is that the thing? I thought there would be a level to mess with. Wow, I don't remember how to use Game Maker at all. There's been some changes. Okay, wait, so was there, so the template? Was it gonna give me the, like, game? This is making me want to just do it in Unity, just a 2D project in Unity. If I am going for, like, speed of prototype. Well, this seems like the worst decision, though, to learn a different engine to learn prototyping. I gotta go with the bad option. No improvement here. Well, a part of it, I think it... Yeah, so the it's like, this is the thing I clicked on. That's the thing that I'm on. Let's build it and run it. Of which it should be nothing, right? Okay, so no, I thought that, so what's the scene for this? Yeah, okay, this is full on straight up just a match 3. Which is a very smart idea though, just because there's so many mobile games that do this. Okay, so do I learn Game Maker or do I just remake it in Unity? Okay. I don't know if it's a speed thing though. It's like, what am I? I'm looking for the fun of the game. What is the fastest way to find the fun for the game? Would probably be doing it. It's like a, well, okay. You know what? Sure. Unity, I think, will be faster for me. As much as I kind of want to play around with Game Maker. No, we're doing the finding the fun first. The fun is learning things, and by that I mean, okay, now we're doing a core Unity 2D. No, okay, this is not any extra. We're not going fast. We're not needing anything. So Plonk prototype. Well, I guess this is also, is it a race with everybody else to say, hey, can y'all make the game better and faster than I can? Okay, it's just a prototype. Yeah, everything on the C drive because I didn't really see another good spot to put it. Okay, and then I need the 2D, Unity 2D tile stuff. And then how many basic shape kind of sprites do I have? Oh, I drew them out yesterday, and I don't think I saved them off anywhere. But do I have sprites somewhere? Oh yeah, I have sprites somewhere, but what sprites do I have? Well, like pixel art's probably not what I flippin' like want. Okay, so then, nope, that's, I keep wanting to click on that for some reason. Hello, hello. Brainoid is still on a crusade to try to make me a better game developer. Well, we'll see how long it takes before the realization hits that I'm a lost cause. And not through lack of trying, but simply through, not a better game dev, better businessman? I guess that's true, yeah. The, maximizing the, Yeah, and that is one part that was, despite the fact that my Bachelor of Innovation had a good, like, we did, like, business law as a class and stuff, but there was a good amount of classes that were like, we're going to focus on the Myers-Briggs personality types. And then, like, years later, it's like, yeah, this one's mostly bunk. It's like, wait, we focused a lot of a class on that. For it to be straight up nothing? Great, okay. Yeah, as much as I enjoyed doing the degree, I don't know that it was actually a good degree. I think it probably would have served me better to do a computer science degree and not a game design degree, but... okay, wait. First things first, I need assets, package manager. Don't even give GameMaker a chance, and don't know if you'll get faster progress in GameMaker. Well, that's again, what am I trying to do here? Am I trying to do fastest prototype? Am I trying to do learn prototyping tools? Am I... Yeah, because this is immediately like a... Now I feel like I gotta go look at... Oh, there we go. Okay, it just didn't have a thing open. Oh, it just has 3 levels. Okay. So now, does this have a grid? How is it doing the grid? Okay, maybe. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm getting yelled at for being silly. What? Well, what do I do about that? Okay, well, so that's a tile map thing here. Because I think I do have some... Okay, well, now we do a new scene then. Okay, so rooms. Do a new room. No, apparently not. Oh, no, apparently I just can't read. Okay, then I want to have some tiles in that room. Get a new tile layer. I don't know if this is the base tile layer. And then I remember there was like a, or maybe I'm thinking of Unity. There was some kind of sprite system or something, right? Can I rename it easily? Edit. That's editing the room. The name of the room? No. I wanted to call it like like this other one's. Rename. There we go. I just can't read. Plunk. There we go. This is the plunk And now auto tile. Maybe we go back to one of these other rooms just to see. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of stuff in here, at least for this level layout. Unless what is under this UI elements. Oh, no, we're not messing with the font. That's not part of the prototype. Boards and pieces. For objects, okay. An object controller. So lots of objects there. Scripts. Sprites. Pieces. It's got the sprinkles. HUD. There's like a lot of stuff. Okay, and how do you draw on the tile map again? Oh, that's the different tiles you can draw with. So then if I do that, how do I edit this thing again? Is this what I should be messing with? I don't know what's gonna be the fastest. Paper prototyping. Curdle's game came out today. Curdle? This is not if this is a person, I am not familiar with this person. If this is a Curdle Games. I am unfamiliar. I am willing to look it up. It's a solo full stack developer making Hollow Knight. Yes, feel free to share a link. I will also just click on a bunch of stuff too. Ah, somebody also on Twitch, it looks like. I have too many Discords that I don't look at and use anyway. Oh, currently streaming. Oh, with 8K. That's a lot of peoples. Well, we can go check that out later. 100 nuggies? Oh, why is a chicken offering nuggets? Seems a little concerning. Oh, this is the Curdle Jam, even. A suck and blow adventure. Well, I both suck and blow. I could get behind this. Is this from a game jam? This feels like a game jam. A chicken tuber. A chicken tuber and a game dev. Seems like, yeah, very much somebody I should know and be following on all the places. A chiptune jam? Yeah, this vacuum thing reminds me. It reminds me of a game jam game, and I don't know if it might have been imagined in a game jam game. Yeah, I was like, I know pretty sure I've seen somebody do a vacuum game in a game jam, but what is it, like Octodad or something? Is it very like physics based? Go do the thing. I don't know if that's what this is. Which I never did play an Octodad. Seeing how I've had fun with getting over it, might not be a bad idea to do some physics-based things, maybe. Oh, Kernel Jam 36 with 13 entries. 36 of them? That's more than my age. That's a lot. Oh, I didn't even look at the game. That was the whole thing. This was the reveal of a new game from that dev that I know that's local. And I never actually looked at what the game was. Okay. There we go. This is just an instant, like, gotta follow the things there. Okay, so what was this game?
Countrymen, there was a game.
Oh, it's not a game. I lied.
Once in my homeland, played by mine ancient countrymen, there was a game. Two wrestlers squared off over a stone of a special name, Fanghella. Each man aims to throw his opponent over the stone and split his spine.
Definitely looks neat. It's reminding me of his Super Autobots, actually. Just based on the, like, line of little guys attacking lines of little guys. I wonder how Curdle would feel about joining down to jam. Well, this is the first time I've even heard of Curdle, so. Well, that's you could get Pogorli to float the idea if there's more familiarity there. Okay, because, yeah, the question is, how are they doing the grid? So, not sprites. And I guess I could just use some of these sprites and stuff, too, and just say some of them are, like, bumpers and stuff as well, so... But Gorley's already doing enough. I would assume so. I'm assuming there's a whole team of people doing all sorts of stuff. At least I get that impression, so... Yeah, basically a team member. Well, that's probably... This is assuming why Pagorli ended up as a theme. A possible theme on the last jam, too. Events as a create, destroy, step, and draw. Okay, objects being... Because this is looking somewhat Unity flow to me. That I'm able to... that I'm feeling like I can parse it out a little more. I don't need that open. I guess I could probably look at the documentation. Or I could fumble my way forward like this. I'm not worried about sounds. I'm not really worried about sprites either. Okay, then there's my level here. Sus. A nice sus emote there. Okay. Now I just feel like I don't know what I'm doing, and... Okay, what is the fastest way to prototype something? It's just... with paper. It's just write it down. Which is kind of what I was doing the other day, where I did the thing. Yeah, I even have it right there. That was my sort of prototyping it. Okay, music. It's feeling quiet. Too quiet. Okay, so. So here has a bunch of UI stuff and tiles and pieces. That's a no tile layer selected. It's assets. It's output. So is there different parts of the tiles there? Break it down to smaller pieces. Break down Game Maker or break down the idea, or... I feel like I got the gameplay loop going in my head at least, which was really just copying that other bounce defense game. To say every time the ball moves over a button, the score goes up and you just need to get a score. That was an answer to how do you prototype a game? Break it down to smaller pieces. Well, I don't feel like I have a lot of pieces. There's balls in a grid and stuff. That's about it, so. And then it's actually getting it into a game engine. Now I'm just getting distracted by Game Maker. See, that's the thing. This feels more like a distraction rather than like a really learning how to prototype a thing in Game Maker. But I remember a Game Maker being fast. I remember it being fairly quick to put together some of the stuff that I had in. Yeah, my old like college games. Yeah, seeing it's this that has a grid too. It's like they have that tile map. But they've made a lot of changes to Game Maker. Piece ball, grid, score, upgrade, shop. Well, I think you're also saying do like this kind of thing and break down what each of the pieces does and the gameplay loop and stuff. Yeah, being the balls come in from a certain direction. Place items to manipulate the path and score, and then buy items, and then that's figuring out a basic set of items and stuff, and see, and then every time I'm like, okay, I want to just draw it, then I'm like, okay, we draw it over, not here, then we draw it over on, why do I never know what the icon is for Krita? There, that. I keep getting it mixed up with DaVinci for some reason. So, start from the grid, I guess. Okay, let's do a full-on example game, I guess. Being, what does it look like? Not a hypothetical, like this is kind of a hypothetical I could play around with. So can I mark out a nice square for like each step of the thing. I can't grab each of these flags either. Yo, what the heck? Why is this flag so crazy? What the heck? What are you attached to? Why is it like that? I was like, all these other ones are tiny, right? You didn't update to make all of these crazy, right? Yeah. Yo, like what the heck? Okay, so yo, like what the heck? Okay, so not a hypothetical. It's just because I have all these pieces that I want to. I don't know, because I've even done like some for like other like board game ideas. I've just done that in. No, gosh dang it, that's not what I want. No, gosh dang it, that's not what I want. Yeah, like this one. There's a set of rules and then the images of how to play. Being like that. Did this one have a... Oh, that was, yeah, okay, yeah, the abstract game, which I did the grid. Okay, well, you know what? We're gonna just full on do it like a board game. This is very board game inspired. We're gonna just fully do it like a board game. Okay, Blanc. Board game rules. That's what we're doing now. I think that'll be, if we're going for fastest prototype or fastest iteration loop. I know that's what you're actually aiming for, is to fail and iterate. The important part being the iteration, not the failing. Despite the fact that I focus on the failing instead. Yo, what the heck? Where's the flippin' justify? I want to just put this in the center and just say what the thing is. Okay. Board game rules. If we just play it like a board game. Why is it here? Is this zoomed in a ton? It is. Okay. I was like, okay, we can zoom it in a little. There we go. That's where justify went. There we go. Okay. Okay, prototype. That's what I said I'm doing. That's what we're doing. It's just looking like a Word document, because that'll be fastest. Okay, so the goal of the game, and I'm gonna just do it straight up like I do a board game. I'll add this, where I say, okay, what is the goal of the game? Then what is the setup? How do you play the game? Okay, the goal of the game is to get the highest score. Then the setup is a... Why do I keep missing the T on prototype? Okay, then we do a like flipping grid. Insert grid, I believe. Table. We'll just do a 3x3 table. Okay, and then we like make it nice and square. Okay, I lied a 5x5 grid because then I can add stuff on the edges. I don't think I can make this bold or anything though, right? Yeah, it's just the stuff inside of it. Okay, wait, okay, wait, okay, wait. Can I change it? Or is it just gonna be... Dadgummit, what the flippin' heck? Dadgummit, what the flippin' heck? Okay, so now if I roll a die, or, okay, the setup being, you have a grid that you, so roll for initial direction of the balls. Which is on the outer edge here. Somewhere, I guess, roll a 9-sided die. And then it would be place. So then play. This is. So then on your turn. I have like an on your turn here. Okay, also ads are happening. I'm going to I guess take a break to walk around. It's like I don't get enough time to move during the day.
If it was only just you and I, we'd stay together like every night. If it was only just you and I, you and I, you and I. If it was only just you and I, you'd be the only thing in my mind. If it was only just you and I, you and I, you and I. If it was only just you
Okay, single player?
If it was only just you and I, you and I, you and I. If it was only just you and I.
Why do you not seem to do the thing?
The only thing in my mind.
You goof there?
If it was only just you and I, you
Okay, no, I actually do. I don't mind doing tabletop simulator. That'll let me kind of feel out the idea for if I did it. I write out the rules here as a board game version, and then I do it in tabletop simulator. If it would. Why do you not seem to be responding there? What in the heck? I don't understand. Yeah, I don't need to make a server. I just want to create a single player game. Why does that not seem to do anything? Okay, I lied. I do want to quit Tabletop Simulator if you're gonna be dumb. Okay, but the way you play the game is... Okay, then you also have a hand of items, cards, buttons. Okay, they're gonna just be cards, but the setup is a... okay, deal a hand of 3 cards, and then the cards have a number on them, and then you put a card on the board, the ball will roll over that number and give you that score, which is, that's the play. So then play is place the, or I guess play the card, or play a card from your hand onto the board. Okay, can I do an arrow easily? Like that, yeah. Okay, we do that even. There. So that's like an initial arrow for where the balls are coming from. Then you just play a card from your hand onto the board, which has a certain number for scoring. Or it has a... oh, I guess this would be the... what is it, like the list of cards in the deck? Essentially, I don't know if I did that for one of these, but... okay, and then is tabletop sim, because I'm like, wait, if I keep coming up with games that are fairly tabletop-esque, using Tabletop Simulator as a prototyping tool, probably not a bad idea. If... okay, was there a button I was missing here? I want to create a single-player game. Okay, it just didn't do it the first time. Gee, thanks. Odd. Okay, I was just saying, I thought it had a list of saved stuff on here. Okay, so now I want to make a new flippin' thing. Yeah, see, I guess I do have other released games. I do have these released on Tabletop Simulator. Market for that is non-existent, but that's okay. Why did you decide that this was what I wanted? Was there not an empty one? Okay, wait, I lied. Go back to here. Let's okay, not the... that's my stuff on the workshop, and then save and load is the stuff that I already... okay, I guess it is just custom then. Why is it coming with all this stuff? I don't need a bunch of stuff. And we unlock you and get rid of you. 'Cause there is no grid version, is there? That was I needed to have an image for a 5x5 board, of which I do somewhere, right? Actually, wait, is that an object? Yeah, I was gonna say saved objects. That's the cards for that. I didn't save the 5x5 board. That seems like a thing I would want. Okay, so go back and open up this then, I guess. Okay, and then this piece here. How do I save you? Exactly, save object. Aha. Okay. 5x5. Grid. Yeah, see, now that I've gotten fully into, let's prototype it in a board game. That's where everybody goes out the window, right? Okay, and then I didn't have a new... Does that mean I have to do custom again and then save it again? Gosh dang it. Gosh dang it. Okay, I don't really need a deck yet. How and why did you... What? Why did you decide that... Weird wonkety? Okay, and then I wanted to get rid of you as well. There's a hole in that table. No, it's glass. It just looks like a hole. Okay. Now we go back to the saved objects. Why in the heck are you at that angle? That just seemed kind of like flippin' odd. Okay, now it feels like I'm back on that other project. Did this? Oh, I think I faked the, yeah, I think I faked a grid on that other one by doing an invisible chess table. Or an invisible chessboard under the other one. Or I guess it doesn't really matter, it's a chess. Actually, I could just do a chessboard anyway. Why did this one immediately lock? Oh, I guess both of these boards immediately locked. Okay, no, drag selectable's fine. There we go. I just wanted to move that. Just wanted to flip the placings of these. Okay, you know what? I don't need that grid. Okay, now we can lock you in place. And then we can go tab back to this unflipping thing. Okay, but the way Blanc is essentially going to work as a sort of board game is you have the initial way the ball is going to roll, and you have a hand of, in this case, 3 cards. The cards are, I guess, components here being the deck of cards. And this is a scoring button. And there's however many that score however many points. We'll just say between 1 and 3 and 5. And then the bumpers. And then you gotta hit a score of a certain amount. Okay, so now, do they have just marbles? They do have marbles. There's bags of marbles though, right? Or, is this a marble or is this a bag of marbles? That's a marble. It's a bag of marbles? Is that the piece pack thing? I don't know. Surprisingly, I haven't actually messed with that much of the like. Oh, interesting. What game even is that? Oh yeah, and there are blocks in here too. Yeah, okay, so now this is entirely fine as a prototyping tool. For the kind of game that I'm wanting to make here. Tools? Bag? There we go. Infinibag. Probably an Infinibag of... Do I then determine what is in it? It's an infinite bag of nothing. So now we put the marble in there. Oh, okay, so that's how I define some marbles, I guess. Now, are these gonna... Aha, they are gonna lock onto there. Okay, so then you can just go away. Okay, so it still says the wrong thing as the title. Okay, so now I want to determine exactly how many things are in this like set of cards, basically. Well, and then how would you roll? Okay, well, I guess if you did a... Well, right now it's sort of an 8x8 grid, but that's... Could do a 6x6 grid. Oh, well, no, okay, wait. It's 9 spaces there. If I do a 4x4, then that's like 16 spaces. I don't know what the best way to roll a random position on the outside of the grid would be necessarily. I guess if you do a 5x5, that's a d20. You can't change the size of this, can you? I'm surprised they don't have like a grid board as an object. Yeah, they got like basic boards and stuff, but they don't have like a grid board as an object. I think you can define a grid somewhere, but that is just a bit more of a pain. That is just a bit more of a pain. Okay, so now if I say it's a 5x5 grid, then I can add a d20 as the item that you use to determine the placement of the plastic. D20, there. Okay, so that is the thing that you roll. It's like R? Hey. Did I roll a 1 immediately? I rolled a 1 immediately. I just barely placed the dice down. Okay, R? 4. Yes, okay. I did. I literally just crit failed. I pulled out a die and crit failed immediately. It does not bode well, does it? Okay, so now... It's not a real good way to hack off the rest of this board visually. Which is why I was trying to do the other board. If I am looking at a 5x5 board. Which I do have that now as a component, so... Because it is just a sizing thing. I just need to shrink this. Okay, so then we can scale it down. Lol, what the heck? Okay, so what in the flippin' heck? Why were you popping into place weird? Why are you pulsing like kind of weird? That is just kind of like weirded me out. Okay, so then there we go. Okay, now we just make this invisible. There's a way to do that.
If it was only just you and I, we'd stay together like every night.
It's not making it. It's not a color thing, right? It is a color thing. I guess that works. Okay, so now I can roll a d20. That's an 11, so if we start there, it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So then the ball would be starting there for where it's rolling. Then I would need to define a deck of cards that has I guess I have a deck of cards with numbers on it. Do I have... Does this have a deck of cards with numbers on it? I guess it's just a deck of cards. Cardbot's main deck. What is Cardbots? This seems to be a core part of... What? Wild? No clue what this is. The Dismantler. Interesting, decided to go with like no color. Okay, so now would be making a deck of cards that has numbers on it. As in, we just get a deck of cards with numbers on them. So I guess a standard deck of cards. Okay, so now, if I shuffle it, I just grab one and flip it. So that would be 10 points, and then if I want to essentially put it in the path of the ball on a position, doesn't really matter right now. Yeah, okay, not a ton of... let's see, can I can shrink these. Yeah, and then if any of the regulars come by looking for a game or art or some interesting thing that I'm doing. Tabletop simulator? Well, I'm looking for fast. Very quick prototype. I think this is the quickest, fastest way to prototype a board game related idea, so. Okay, and then is there a good way to say what a round it is to then say what? Oh, I guess I didn't deal a hand of 3 cards. That would also be a thing there too. There we go, okay, I hadn't clicked into the thing. Well, did I want to do different color balls right off the bat? I feel like that would be not a bad idea. Because then you could say, okay, I want to match up the color and the number of whatever thing that I place on the board. To then try to hit a certain score in a certain amount of rounds. Okay. And again, let's not look at other games. Let's just go with the thing that I'm doing here. I guess what would be the more interesting decision here? Well, there was at least the three, maybe 4 different angles that I wanted to hit with the... I have that written down somewhere of the, like, axes of gameplay being numbers, and then what you can do with numbers being color and type, or type rather, and then what you can do with different types of things, and then position being what you can do with different positions of things. I think a video idea maybe. Okay, so ideas, and then did I write that down as a full video idea, or did I just write that down as like a start of a video idea? Or maybe that was just under ideas in general? Okay, where did I put that thing though? That thing though. Okay, so... Ooh, got the maze generator up and running now. That's fun. Yeah, there we go. I said the fundamental axes of play being type, a la rock, paper, scissors, numbers, which you can add, subtract, multiply, divide. Yeah, something like a threshold. A percentage. Yeah, position being a global position or a local position in like the order of a thing. I guess I should say local then. Yeah, okay, and then emotions being that's what games are about, is the emotion. I guess it's a little harder to figure out exactly what emotion are you drawing out of a strategy game. But like focus and thought and stuff. Yeah, because that was definitely like when I was testing like this other game, like this full-on abstract strategy game, and you get those stretches of silence, and it was like, well, that's a good thing though, because it's a strategy game, meaning they're thinking about the possible. It's just kind of odd that like the response you want is silence, essentially. And that means, at least in that regard, that is working emotionally. Okay, and then this Infinibag. Okay, let's make an Infinibag for, instead of not white, let's do different colors. Well, these don't have different colors, these are just red and black, but maybe that's okay for now too. So, like a red marble. Well, okay, that'll hit all the points. Red and black are two different types. Then there's different numbers, then there's different positions. So... Maze is 2 times the size you expected. Well, you could either divide it in half, or maybe the models are the wrong size or something. Or you could just roll with it. So... puzzle piece for you, a triangle bouncer that scores you a good amount of points but rotates every turn, so you need to plan accordingly. Yeah, that's entirely, like, I hadn't gotten into the full design of different pieces and stuff, but that is something I had written down here, was modifiers. So I was thinking of it somewhat like, okay, I lied here. I'll, like the stamps and stuff on the cards in Balatro do the same kind of thing. Of it is a modifier to the card, so that's being if you add a modifier to a bumper, it rotates after it's interacted with, or it deletes itself after it's interacted, or it moves after it's interacted. So yeah, I definitely thought of having the, because I don't know if did I copy that as well onto here? Yeah, this ability system that I've messed with a few times is trying to proceduralize a skill generator for like an action RPG or something. Really asking the questions of like, okay, the target, what triggers it, what it actually does, what is the measured change? What is the effect? And then when is it allowed to be activated again? Oh, I guess it doesn't have a Y. This answers who, what, when. Oh, I guess there's two whens. Where is also the target there. But yeah, no, I know why and then how. I guess that could also be the trigger, so. All balls have the same speed. I was thinking about messing with the speed of the balls. That is something I even put down as a marketing beat, was adding a... Did I have I had the marketing beats written down somewhere too. Because I had a few that I was excited about, of like doing a hello, doing a rainbow dick. I mean, like, anytime you can draw a dick, you have to. It's required. Yeah, there we go. I said gotta go fast. As in one of the items being a booster that speeds you up over time. And then just have that go in a circle and get faster and faster. With and do a blue ball, as in like a Sonic reference, essentially. Yeah, this is what I thought would be fun to do, is for a music update, have it play 2 notes and then just have it bounce around in a circle and then get faster and faster, and then that would play the Jaws theme, essentially. Places 2 walls instead of 1 for some reason. But the walls are positioned to one another, positioned next to each other in the right way. Yeah, exactly. You need to figure it out now instead of letting it get out of hand. I understand that for sure. Especially because I've done a maze generator once or twice. I guess technically the first maze generator, that was a friend that set that up. Not me, but the second maze generator I did, I was also just following that one tutorial, so. Okay, like, where the heck did the thing go again? The Infinibag was... Tool, there we go. Okay, we need a couple of Infinibags here. Red and a black. Okay, and then I guess I need a coin for deciding between those. Which I just saw a coin under miscellaneous. Yeah, that was an interesting article that Jeff Engelstein from Game Tech was talking about preferences of what seems to be arbitrary decisions that actually change as you get older, and people prefer heads when flipping a coin, and that preference gets stronger as you get older too. It's wild to me. Because it's grid based, I feel like it'd be great if you had a tick that defines a default time and the ball moves from one tile to another. Like a ball moves from one tile to another in 5 ticks. Oh yeah, because it's grid based. Then having a yeah, this way you can resolve the simulation in a while loop. Yeah, no, that is a good idea to go do the fully grid based thing and then say, okay, it's gonna take it this many steps to get to the other like position. Yeah, I know there's a could lerp it there, but I think I messed with lerp. I definitely saw that in a game that had a grid-based thing where it was lerping between each spot, and it did this like really jerky movement because of that, and it was like, no, it needs to be smooth. I don't know if I don't know exactly where I would write down that, yeah, having it move in a certain number of steps to say at what speed the ball is going. Okay, so now if I roll this, let's not get a 1. Okay, I was gonna say, it's a flat table. So that's an 8. So So then we say, oh, I guess we flip the coin here too. That's just flipping it. There we go. Heads. So we'll say it's red. 8 there. Then I drew 3 cards. I could draw 3 cards again, but... Okay, so let's say color gives you double points, but it's number otherwise. So if I put down this in front of this, that would give me 2 points every time it goes over that, or 2 points, or 10 points. So number-wise, at least if I use a deck of cards, this is the best. Okay, and then, do I want to do like a deck builder and ditch these, or do you buy more? Like the position visually is irrelevant. Ball just counts ticks and knows if it's landed on another tile or not, and then you can lerp it. Yeah, exactly. No, that is very much the direction I should head, is that the ball is just in a transition state and not actually like grid-based, grid-wise. It says that it's leaving one position and headed to another position. Because then there is like trying to resolve collisions, where it's like, oh, both of these balls are trying to head to the same grid space, but then based on how fast each one is moving, it might get there before the other ball. And so then it wouldn't matter anyway. I don't know. That's sort of where I want the like physics of Unity to also help me figure that out. So I don't know. Also another ad. I just realized the opportunity to go and lie down and sit and stuff, so I think I'm gonna do that. Or also maybe I could just crank down the desk more often, but I'm just gonna go lie down for a sec. Yeah, like the tick idea, it easily allows for hyperspeed by increasing ticks ran per frame. That actually touching Unity delta time. I think that's what I was starting to get going with the other grid-based implementation that I had, but and then I would have to remember what my issue with the other grid-based implementation was. Okay, so now another question is, does it ditch your whole hand of cards? A la a Slay the Spire? Or does it... Because Balatro, you have your hand of cards that you then discard what you don't want. And then you draw back up to. Personally, I think I like the draw back up to. But you're only playing the one card. I think that's the other thing with Balatro is you can play 5 cards. Well, I guess that's what you could do here too. Let's just say, okay, you place down all of the things. Then the ball would roll. So then the other question is, does it reset or does it... Because I know bounce defense does the... whatchamacallit. Bounce defense has it loop back to the start. But that could also be a decision here too, is that the ball then goes this way and then that way. Okay, so this would be the place as many items on the board as you want instead of the... Okay, not play a card. So play cards from your hand onto the board. Then I guess the end of turn would be roll the, let's see, so end of round, I guess. Or round end. Roll all over cards in the direction. Selected, it's not really selected, but whatever. Selected direction. Then... Oh my goodness. Wow, grammatically. Yeah, okay. I was doing the caveman version. I didn't want to add all the does. Let's see, and... Okay, so that is the question again, is does this reset back to here, or does this... I could say face cards. You know what, let's say face cards are special, and that the... so these are numbers that actually score. These are like the bumper and stuff. And then I can just say which face the card is facing determines which direction it's going to bump it, I guess. So then in this case, it would be rolls that away. And then does that reset. I think for a board game, it's a little tedious to score everything. Because you kind of have to go each position and say, okay, does that score, okay. This scores 2 points because it's red, so it would double whatever this is. That scores 2 points, then 4 points. Bounces. We'll say that's not any points for now, but gives you an opportunity to have more spaces to place stuff in the future. And then I guess a score tool. I guess a counter. Yeah, the one problem with that invisible chessboard. And then you immediately lock it too when it... No, you didn't. There we go. Yeah, I guess it's not as tedious if you have a thing. Like, you're like, okay, I got 2 points there, 2 points there. It bounces and goes that way. That's also kind of an interesting decision though too, is that, okay, now next turn is going to bounce back that way. Unless this is a full-on arrow that goes one direction too. That would also be another strategic decision to worry about. Okay, so then we say let's draw 3 more cards. So let's say that's a bumper. Now, there is no reason to not put something down. Well, then how much reconfiguring do I want? If it is all a backpack hero, then it would be however much reconfiguring you please. I do like this idea, though, of like the ball goes somewhere else and starts in a new position. So then you also have to think about where you're putting the ball at the end of the round. But I guess that if I'm doing the pipe thing, then that's a little less of a... I don't know, I'd have to figure out a way to show that visually, but... Well, like, so for the cards that I had for Bomb Squad, did I have... That probably has an image of where I pulled those from. So do I have... Oh, yeah, I think I do remember where I pulled these from, actually. Is that I made these. I generated these in Unity, and then I had it chop each of them off of here. Yeah, and then this didn't even finish art-wise, but... Okay, so that was not super easy to do. That was a bit of a pain, if I remember correctly. Because now I'm like, okay, ideally these are not such high numbers. And that this looks actually like a bumper or something. Because now I'm like, oh wait, that's gonna be 9. I mean, these aren't high numbers, but technically I could like go through and thin the deck so that there's nothing above like 3. But that might take a little while. Yeah, then if I keep the face cards. 3 might be a bit low, though. Okay, but right now, there is no reason to not play something. Oops, there. So again, thinking of like Balacho or thinking of like poker scoring or something. What is your reason for not playing something? And it's whether it matches with the stuff that you want to play or not. So, I don't know why it's 2 times size I expected, but it's all according to plan. And could fix it by skipping every second element when building the walls from the generated maze. which is technically generated as one large string with a set wraparound width. Go ahead and fix it, and then may or may not share a first screenshot of the maze. I was gonna say, yeah, if you've got some of the maze stuff going, then feel free to share it. That's still 21 cards. Okay, so then we draw 3 more.
If it was only just you and I, we'd stay together like every night.
Let's see, so in Slay the Spire, the reason that you don't want to play certain cards is because it's the enemy is attacking and you have and you want to defend. And Balacha, the reason you don't want to play certain cards is because they don't match with the other cards that you have. Because that's the kind of question here, is like, this is sort of like you just want to place everything down. Especially if these are bumpers that give you an opportunity to have more scoring anyway. Then it would just be, okay, well now this bumps and then goes that away. And then you would just draw some more cards and do the same thing again. Well, and I'm just kind of assuming the face that way, but... Well, I guess even if it comes from a different direction and stuff, it's not really going to fully... So that if you say, okay, well, I want to twist it, not flip it, I want to twist this one. Oh. Okay, I want the cards to lock to it. Oh my goodness, I lied. You're supposed to be locked. You're the grid, you're supposed to be locked in place. Now, the flip. Let's look at setting. Something, one of these. Okay, where was it? I don't remember. Okay, so no. Okay, then maybe it's like under here then. That's the thing that I just looked at though. Okay, so then we look at this, bro. And see if this is what I wanted, yo. Okay, so where's the rotate I wanted to constrain it, and I don't remember how to do that, gosh dang it. Okay, so goodness me, that's a name that got banned there. Dadgummit, I don't remember how to do that though. Does this work as fast prototyping enough? Is this the fast prototyping? As I sit here messing with the settings and still have a thing that I'm not. There's a way to prevent it from rotate, like to get it to rotate at an angle. And I don't remember how to mess with that. What is that rotated at an angle? Headgun. Okay, well, so far. Yeah, because right now I'm not even scoring. Oh, and then we say, okay, this is gonna do just whatever. Okay, then that would bounce over those things and go that way like that. It's definitely feeling like you're getting a build of some kind, sort of. And if it bounces over a button twice, you would definitely need to have the right angle bumpers, though. Because if you did any kind of bounce back and forth over a single thing, and then have it so that it... Well, it's sort of that real-time thing of, like, if you have it so that you can flip or rotate one of these things in real time, there would need to be some kind of stop before if this gets hit a bunch of times. Okay, but I think the issue now being there's no reason to not play anything. Well, okay, so it goes back along that path. Where would you put the bumpers, though? Well, I have 2 of them. Yeah, so now this has become more of an interesting decision here. Yeah, okay, something simple like that. If these are all just score buttons. But then, can you squeeze another bumper into this path? Not really. Maybe I should have put these on the edges, but then I guess you would get kind of like spirals and stuff there too. Well, okay, maybe this sorted itself out, because I'm like, okay, if you are putting down just these angle bumpers, and if you can't get them in front of all of these other things anyway. Now, does this feel like a Rube Goldberg machine? Not necessarily. Not just yet. Yeah, okay, because this would just kind of bump it off in a different direction to make like a different path, essentially. And then, yeah, you couldn't place it in front of there because that would stop it. If it is, oh, wait, technically this would need to be rotated that away. If I wanted to actually bounce that away. Well, and then even having the different colors is like, okay, if I wanted to bounce over this twice, I'll have that to earn the most score. I'm surprised that this seems to be working. With this is no, like, upgrades or no changes or anything, but there's still some kind of strategic decision as to, like, where you're placing these specific ones. Just to try to get them hit multiple times and stuff, too. Based on the way you set up the bumpers and stuff. And then here, I didn't even want to place a second bumper down because I wanted to keep going along this path. Oh, I guess now that it's going the other direction, it'd be easier to do a bumper that's going, like, that away. It was just when it was going that direction. That was really the only good spot there. There, okay, so I didn't... Okay, I have that right angle somewhere, right? Okay, how hard would it be to make a set of cards to throw in here, throw in here, throw in here? Okay, so if we do a new file. Yeah, okay, I have the marbles. And then I have coins and stuff that I can use. It's just the bumper. I need the bumper to actually show which angle that it's going at, and then ideally I get the numbers with different, Okay, we do a... And I think I might call it quits at 8 o'clock because not only am I tired and my back has gone back to hurting again, and I'm like, if it's gonna take me a while to go to sleep, I should go to bed earlier. Am I gonna go to bed immediately at 8 o'clock? No. Because, like, I still need to brush my teeth and stuff, but then also, I think there's gonna be some tossing and turning. Good prototype. You like it? If it feels like I'm hashing out some ideas here, actually. Yeah, it'd be nice if it were, yeah, I kind of threw the score way over here and didn't even think about it, but I feel like I still am making strategic decisions based on just the, well, see, and then I, like, some of those curse words and stuff were throwing me off as to, like, I never know it was sarcasm. Sarcasm is that, like, ability to take anything that somebody says and never know if they're what they're actually saying. Because I can see a good job and then say, is that sarcasm or is that truthful? And then based on how I'm feeling, I can interpret it any way I want. Okay. It'd be nice to take the intentions to the grave. You're not even gonna say whether it was actually a well-intentioned well-intentioned good job or not. That's why I focus on my own internal how I'm feeling about things. But there's still a part of me that's like, oh, I got a good job, I got a well done, oh man. I think I am a little more praise inspired. Oh, what the fluff am I doing? I have I can put these, yeah, green triangles. Maybe we do an infinite thing of green triangles. So I can just say a face card is a don't understand why I'm using the cards. Well, the cards are for the well, it's, I think in Tabletop Simulator, I think it's a little easier to rent. Well, I guess you can do a bag of these cards are easy to prototype with. I think I was also thinking like physical and stuff too. But oh, and then you're not gonna snap too. There we go. You can even draw? No? I can, but I think part of it is the moving around stuff. I think that's what I was running into when I was using Krita a bit, was the, like, I kept wanting to just move around pieces. So, okay, now we do, okay, not an infinite bag, we just do a bag, right? Okay, then we go get a bag. Then we can throw some blocks in there. Which one's bag again? Tools? There's bag. Bag. Okay, so then we do some green triangles. Those are all the bumpers. Then we do some red squares. Those are some of the buttons. And then we do some blue rectangles. At least this is working for me to do faster prototyping than the art stuff was. I was gonna say, that is a wild tower, isn't it? That's fun. That's kind of crazy that actually stayed there. I guess that was what, 5? That's 6. Well, sure, whatever. 6 of these in the bag. And then we just do, like, what is it, like C or something is to clone? Okay, well, I guess we just mash that. so however many this is, I kind of want some randomness, so... Yo, what the flippin' heck, I wanted you to go in the bag. Okay, and then I want to figure out... Yeah, so far the bumpers were the one thing that was like... You didn't want to place down sometimes. Well, and I guess some of the other stuff is like, if you have too many of the other things... blue rectangle's kind of big. Actually, wait, can I go back to the red? Okay, red square. Which, that's clearly a cube. Okay, wait, we do different colors of you. That's what we actually do here. There we go, color tint. There we go, red, orange. Okay, now we do like 6 of them. Because then I can do different colors. Okay, clone. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Okay, right click. I don't need you. Then color, switch you to red, orange, yellow. Green. Okay, that's why. Okay, we're gonna click it. Yeah, that's why we're gonna click all of these and they can jump up and down all confusingly. Red, blue, and purple. Okay, then I can do... Oh, then I can do different color marbles and stuff too. Well, and I guess I could say certain colors have certain negative effects too. Like if a red marble's going over a green button, that's negative points or something as well. Although I like the idea more that it's situational. I like situational stuff a lot better than like just straight up, this is better and this is worse. Which I think something like poker does. But, missed the fact that Chrissy did the blog post about gnomes. Yeah, my coworker pretty much like immediately as he saw the article was just like, oh hey, did you see the new how to market a game? And I'm like, yep, I already read it. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about tower defense, but I'm definitely willing to try it. Okay, actually, can I empty the bag? Is there an easy way to empty the bag? Okay, maybe we just get rid of it, and then we do a new bag. And say... okay, blocks, do a green triangle, there we go. And then make that a gray, as an A. There we go, okay, so that is a neutral bumper, essentially. I don't necessarily need infinite bags for every single ball, but that's okay. I'm not messing with black. Okay, so now we do... And marble. I guess not orange? Why do they hate orange? I guess they hate purple too. And I guess metal is gray. Why do they have red, yellow, green, blue, but no orange and purple? Ugh. Why orange? Why orange always gets shafted? I love orange. Luckily, I love yellow and green too, so I guess I'm good in that regard, but why no orange? Why no purple? Boo. Internet was gone, but you're back. Welcome back. Just in time to give us an update on the maze. Okay. So now, can I infinibag these? And then this is just locked. Oh, it's not locked. Oh, it's more like a deck. Okay. That makes sense. Infinibag. Okay, where is the infinibag? Okay, where is the infinibag? Okay. I put all the marbles in the way. This one's for all the marbles. Infinite amount of marbles. Okay, there we go. So now I have infinite bags of colored marbles. Okay, let's organize them a la rainbow. Okay, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Okay, then I don't know how I want to randomize the spawn of all of these other extra things here. So this is the kind of initial spawn placement sort of thing. Then I gotta figure out how to spawn in all those cubes and stuff. Okay, so playing cards can go away. I think some of this is I was thinking of the physical thing. It's like if I were to fully make this physical, then but that's not necessarily what I need to be worrying about. Yeah, it gave me a nice deck, because now I have to think of like, okay, how much of each amount and stuff too. So, I guess give me a d6 as well. Because there's dice. Why a purple d20? Interesting. Okay, just no, wait. I gotta do that one. Okay. So another ad break. Don't want to take the ad break, and also. Actually, maybe I do. Maybe I can hide the yawn.
If it was only just you and I, we'd stay together like every night. If it was only just you and I, you and I, you and I. If it was only just you and I, you'd be the only
Ah, I couldn't hide the yawn. Well, it doesn't help that I said that. That's what was happening there. Oh, man. The fact that I lie down, it just sucks that it's... My back feels okay up until the moment when I'm fully relaxed. It's like literally any other moment. I'm like, okay, it's survivable, it's unnoticeable. And then I get fully prone. I relax all the muscles, and then that's when my back's like, nope, that's not, we're not doing that. It's like, really? How am I gonna sleep then? So I'm like, okay, I guess I'll rest on my side. I keep trying to curl up in the fetal position because I'm like, okay, that seems to put the least amount of pressure on my lower back. Okay, so then, so now it's a matter of how do I want to... That's the side that you decided to put for the, wait, how do I... I was like, yeah, there we go. I know you can get it to hit things. How do I rotate along the other axes? There we go. And you're snapping back to the same thing again. Dadgummit. This is the perfect piece. It looks like the thing that I was using and everything, but I just need to turn you... Why have you done this? Flip. Yeah, then you flip over that axis. Rotate. And you you rotate around the axis. That axis. That makes sense. What is the, like... How do I determine what its return state is? Dadgummit. Okay, this was still a good exercise though. Okay, so if I roll a d6, it's not. If I roll a d6, I get a 6, so we'll say it's purple. If I roll a d20, a 4, so right there. So purple is starting right there. Oh, I don't need the coin anymore because now I'm doing the colors. And then I need to figure out how many things are going in the bag. And then I could say something like yellow is negative, or... Well, okay, something like Balatro, or rather poker. Something like poker, you have a hand of... Like, you have a hand of a lot of things. And then there's a lot of different ways to score, to get the best score out of that. Based on the numbers and the types. Well, in this I don't have a number attached to the ball. I don't know if there would be an easy way to prototype that too, because right now I'm just doing the... At least the prototype I was just messing with. I wasn't really messing with the color or the number or anything. It was just messing with the positioning, essentially. Although the positioning stuff was seemingly working out there. But then what would be the easiest way to layer on the... Well, in a way that the scoring is interesting and not necessarily like Uno. I do want to avoid the whole Uno problem of you're waiting for a very specific color or a very specific number and that's it. I actually feel like something like Slay the Spire has a little bit of that problem where you're like, okay, this enemy is doing a big attack. I want my defense cards, and then you get a bunch of attack cards, and it's like... That was the one core thing of Slay the Spire that I just didn't fully get behind. It was the fact that, like, you discard all of your cards every turn. And, like, yeah, you can play some of them or a lot of them. But because of the fact that it was like the enemy is attacking and I want the defense cards and I just don't necessarily have access to them. Like, yeah, you could cycle through some cards and stuff, but most of the time you don't necessarily have access to them. Good game, but that was my one friction point. It was just the fact that I felt out of sync with what the enemy was doing and what I wanted to do a lot of the time. Yeah, because some of that isn't necessarily even, like, randomness. It's just like, oh, it just happened to be I got screwed over. Because you can even... Or some of it was randomness, because even if you make your deck of, like, okay, I keep getting attacked, I want to put a bunch of defense cards in my deck, and then you can still have a turn where you just have attack cards, even if your deck is entirely made up of defense cards. Yeah, and having played some deck builder stuff, I think it gets around that, because a lot of times you're just playing all of your cards, and the interesting part is what you want to buy, not necessarily what cards you're playing and in what order. Okay, now somebody edit that and turn that into like a short, a very small YouTube video of why I don't like Slay the Spire. I haven't looked up to see how much it would cost to get a video editor. I think I would also need to plan out streams a little more to say, okay, here are the specific bits I'm doing that could then be turned into videos specifically, as opposed to just may or may not catch me yapping. Yeah, there would definitely need to be a part of the stream that I want to turn into a video, and then other parts that may or may not be turned into a video. Okay, and now I am just yapping. It's past 8 o'clock. It's back to the just pure yap. It's also because this is being obnoxious and not letting me snap it to... Why in the heck? I just wanna rotate it around a different axis than the, like, one axis. There. But then if I pick it up, it snaps back to there. And then I don't... and then I don't see a setting for this specific object to say... No, all that stuff seems like it would make sense to me. It's just the core where it's snapping to is on the wrong axis for me and what I'm trying to do. Because even when I place it, it's gonna do that. That's not what I was looking for. Why are you the right thing, just at the wrong rotation, and I don't know how to rotate it, you butt? Okay, is there another, like, triangle object? That's really all I need, it's just some kind of triangle. Would be ideal. Which I guess I could make an image or something, but this just seemed like it would be kind of a thing. Okay. So now, I think the design is working, of, like, you pull however much of your items out of the bag, being bumpers or buttons. This is the same problem I had, where it doesn't have an exact angle of where it's coming from. It's just saying it's going that way. And then you're like, okay, wait, no, I actually wanted whatever purple button. Okay, well, at least I figured out the positional element. I figured out the, like, you draw and place stuff. But then the question is, how do you make it so that you don't want to place some of the stuff? I think ideally, that's where you're wanting to play some items sometimes.
If it was only just you and I, we'd stay
There we
together
go.
like every night. If it was only just you
That's looking real good. That's looking like a big maze too. Wow, yeah, that's looking like a big maze. That is a big maze. Okay, yeah, if you're doing a maze this big, I could see why you would want to have some kind of hint or something. Is there a start point and end point? Is this a solvable maze, or is this a... I mean, it seems like it has some amount of pathing. But I don't know if it's solvable necessarily. 200 by 200, okay. Oh, any point goes to any other point, okay. So I guess it would be just kind of arbitrarily pick like a corner and then go to another corner or something. Yeah, if you're doing like a spooky hedge maze, it'd be a very, very big spooky hedge maze if you made it person-sized. Let's see, 200 persons. If you say a person's is... how big would a person's be? To be able to fit in a slot of the maze. Yeah, see, I'm thinking 10 feet, and I'm like, I don't know what that is in meters. Because I got dumb American brain. But still, that seems like it would be a very, very large maze. It would take a long, long time to solve. I don't remember how big I did the maze for, whatchamacallit. Shank Your Friends. I don't think it was huge. Pretty sure it was a pretty small maze. Okay, that's not here nor there. I'm still very proud of this project, even if it's not actually functioning. But yeah, make it smaller for the game itself. Just wanted to make sure that it's good for performance instead of trying it on... and instead of trying it on lower end hardware, I increased the maze size. Yeah. I mean, I saw somebody in Brainoid's Discord was just like, oh, I tried it on this PC, and I tried it on that PC, and I tried the game on this PC. It was like, wow, okay, this person is, I guess, very useful if you want to know if your game runs on, like, the lowest end hardware. It seemed kind of nice of them, and also kind of like, boy, that's a lot of different things that it's not necessarily running on, and I don't know if it really matters either. I don't know how many people have like Windows 7 still, so probably be more than I expect, but also I don't know that you'd be wanting to aim for that market either. Fine if it runs on my Surface Go. With my, yeah, it's Microsoft Surface or something. Is the tablet? Yeah, that's one of the reasons I like doing stuff on both mobile and Windows, just because on mobile, then I can just whip it out and be like, look at all these games I made. I'm talking to somebody in casual conversation. Because somehow find a way to bring up, look at all these games I made. Okay. So what I'm trying to figure out is a scoring in which the type of the marble makes more sense with the... I mean, some of that is, like I said, just doing a positive or a negative. Or just less positive. I guess that's how the situation for scoring in poker would work, is that you're like, okay, I'm looking for a bunch of 4s. Or I'm looking for a, yeah, it's like if you're looking for a flush, you're like, okay, I don't need the rest of these things. So I guess that would be the thing. It's like, okay, if this is purple, I'm looking for purple as my... Yeah, I could probably step it color wheel wise too and say, okay, well, blue and red as a secondary. That might be a bit much number wise. Like I said, I don't want to do a ton of numbers. I guess here I'm already leaning towards a 6 as a full number here. And a 5x5 grid. Which may or may not be too much, I don't know. Oh, the last question being the number on the ball, too. Okay, also, it's 8:15. I'm tired. I wanted to get a little more sleep. So, I think I'm gonna call it quits. It's again another one of those evenings where I'm like, I'd be surprised if anybody's here, and then be pleasantly surprised that anybody's here. We'll see. Yeah, that was definitely, what, yesterday or something? Where I was like, it didn't seem like the chat was popping off very much. And then looked at the stats after the fact, and I was like, oh, there was a lot of people here for a lot of time. Yeah, okay. I thought Tabletop Simulator would be less interesting. And prototyping probably also less interesting. Okay, only 2 people, meaning it's me and seems like Raina is already fluttered away. Meaning I will also do the same. I think I'm gonna take off and head to bed. This was some good prototyping though. Wasn't really expecting to end up in Tabletop Simulator, but still, good idea. Yeah, so I think the actual like drawing the things and placing the things is working. It's just a matter of making it matter with the type of the ball and then the number on the ball in a way that's also not too confusing. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it quits and go to bed. So, and I will be back tomorrow with yep. Okay, yep. Definitely going to bed. But I'll be back tomorrow with more prototyping, I suppose. More game development and... Yeah, I was gonna say, hopefully more plug progress. Yeah, I suppose more prototyping, because I don't know if I fully nailed exactly how I want the color and the number to matter. Because at least the one version I was just playing around with is very much like, okay, this allows you to have like where you want to place things on the board to get a nice loop of points. Which is very much what that bounce defense thing was too. But I like the idea more than just positioning, to where it's trying to hit everything, that it's also trying to not hit other things. So I guess I could sleep on it a little bit and also think about, let's save this. I could also mess around like a physical... I do have a bag of marbles. It's not colors though, but... I don't have pool balls, do I? I got a whole bunch of balls. I got all sorts of balls for like recording sound effects. So I'm like, oh, this board game has some metal balls. I've got these stone balls that I already had lying around. I got some ping pong balls. I got some golf balls. I even got like a little basketball and everything. So I have all sorts of balls if I want to do sound effects and stuff. But I don't think I have pool balls. At some point I'll have to get some stress balls. I feel like it's such a fun way to market the game is with some stress balls. Okay, but let's save this. This is a good idea actually to save this. Yeah, save file, there we go. Save slot 50 apparently? Did it just happen to be that? Or am I overwriting something? Plunk. Prototype. This thing just does not want to rotate. Because I was like, oh, it'd be nice to show off this as like... I tried to do a thing here. But I think that other set of cards would be better. You could even print the generated maze to the console as it's generated as a string and then convert it to meshes. That's fun. And, much like the Lurtler. Just a complete nonsense string if you try to read it out. It does let you share the maze. I don't know if that's something you would necessarily want to. Yeah, now you gotta think of the social media aspect of it. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to bed. It's always the end of the day where I'm like, oh, I'm just yapping, so. But. Oh, okay, so it actually would look visually like the maze then. That's what you're saying. If it's doing the walls and... Yeah, okay, so it is absolutely readable. I'm assuming it's gonna look somewhat like a QR code. Kind of. Part maze, part QR code. Okay, but I'm falling asleep. Ain't nobody here. I get used to rating sometimes, and it's like, oh, I guess not this time. I guess I didn't let it load to see if it actually did have more people, but like I said, I'm also like, this is not. Oh, there we go. It's like, what is making noise? This is not the most interesting content. Okay, I'm going to bed. Goodbye, good night. Thanks for stopping by. I'll be back tomorrow with more prototyping, with more of this. I'm heading towards something. I think all of this stuff that I've done in Unity is, I laid some good groundwork. I don't think I've lost any of the, what I was doing here either. Okay, but I'm heading out. Goodbye, good night, thanks for stopping by. Have fun sleeping. Bye.